Today on
Get to the Shoppa! We are in historic Matawan, New Jersey.
a little comic book store called the Geekery. Let's hear from the store owner, Justin, for this store's origin story.
Me and my brother decided to open up our own shop. We wanted a comic shop that was a little closer to home because the only ones around were too far away. Pretty much we were looking, found a place with a good price and said, you know what, why not try ourselves?
So moving into back issues, I bought some back issues here. They had a nice selection and it was really well organized. All right, so like a lot of the great New Jersey shops we've gone to, very well organized with like what's what. And if you're looking to fill in runs of old back issues, they've got old stuff. It's a pretty formidable selection here. For like a smaller store, they've got this, a huge room of just like their back issues. They've got some complete sets from both DC and Marvel, and then a little different than other places, they've separated their Silver Age comics. They've got a really, really large run of Avengers, going all the way from like 50 all the way almost to like past 100. So if you're looking to fill a Avengers run, they've got some nice stuff here. I feel like this is one of those books, the first appearance of Taskmaster, that like right now, this is a pretty good buy because they didn't really do a good job with the movies with Taskmaster. I can't see them leaving the character just being like a person that doesn't talk, somebody that doesn't have a personality. When they finally introduced Taskmaster's personality to the MCU, this book I think has legs. I had this book when I was a kid. When I had like under 100 comic books, I used to read comic books like 20 times each, because when I was a kid I didn't have that many. This is one of those books where I must have read like 20 times or more. So I know way too much about the Great Lakes Avengers. One of the back issues that I picked up was the Ultimate Fantastic Four #1.
That Ultimate Universe was heavily involved in the Secret Wars, the 2015 event. So a reason that book could be a nice, under the radar, cheap back issue to pick up right now, because that version of Reed Richards, that Ultimate version, later becomes the Maker.
First appearance of him as the Maker happens in the first appearance of Miles Morales.
Yes, the Ultimate Fallout.
However, like you had noted, for real, his real first appearance,
that version of Reed Richards,
is in Ultimate Fantastic Four. So
right.
I think that is a smart buy for $4. It's like almost cover price. You can't.
Right.
So I jumped on that.
Going through the back issues, what I noticed too, they had a good selection of those High Republic Star Wars books. Yeah. You have a first appearance of this Keith Trennis character. You have a first appearance of Mark Rowe. He had it in here.
Yep.
$20, good. Still a reasonable first appearance to pick up between those first two issues.
I saw they had the complete series too.
Even up to new current books like The Closet, he had all three packaged together in a nice little pack. So what are you thinking score-wise for back issues?
So for the score for this, I really think it's a 7. I think it's a solid back issue array. I really like that Silver Age section, and it was really good. Moving into wall books.
And you came away with a biggie, the first appearance of the Grim Reaper.
I have a soft spot in my heart for the Grim Reaper.
And when we're talking about Grim Reaper, we're not talking about that 80s metal band from England, fronted by Steve Grimmett.
Sadly, Steve Grimmett passed away shortly after filming this episode. Rest in peace, Steve.
We're talking about
the Avengers Grim Reaper.
Yeah, with the cool sickle on his hand, scythe.
He was in the Captain America video game, and I remember he comes out. He's one of the first bad guys that you face. So to me, he's a major villain since he was in this video game that I loved as a kid. And we're gonna give the wall books because it wasn't a really large wall, but they did have a wall. We're gonna give that score a 6. So moving into new issues, I bought some new issues. Did you get any?
I had already picked up Ghost Rider issue 1, this current Benjamin Percy run. I didn't pick up 2, 3, 4, 5 until you kind of said, man, you really got to get back into those Ghost Riders. So I think I filled out the rest of those.
You got the rest in here.
Malachop. When you read Malachop, it's so ridiculous, you just laughing the whole time.
I feel like 80s stuff. It's got a great sense of humor. He's got a microwave that's like Kit. It's like his assistant.
The covers look really cool.
Malachop is a good lighthearted laugh if you need a good laugh right now. Good book to pick up.
Yeah, any place that you can go and you can count on the new issues being there if you tell them like, hey man, when Malachop comes in, you better have Malachop for me. And he's like, I will have Malachop for you. That's a pretty good shop. That's one that if you're close and in the neighborhood, you can make that your LCS.
Very, very organized. The shelves, very pristine, very, very organized. So that's always a plus. Justin isn't just plopping his books right on the shelf, throwing it like a frisbee onto the shelf. He's, tender love and care with the new books, for sure.
Keeping all that in mind, the size of his wall, how many issues they ordered, and the fact that they have a pull list, we're going to give them a solid score of an 8 for new issues. Moving into the topic of toys and miscellaneous. What'd you think about this place's foray of toys?
I brought my son in here today, 7-year-old son. They're big into those little backpack attachers.
I saw some socks. I've never seen a sock display before. You're not gonna find your wrestling, but you will find your Marvel.
We saw a guy in here, a martial art instructor actually,
Oh yeah.
looking through Pokemon, people well into their 30s.
Oh, that guy was not a kid, yeah. He was
He was not a kid, he was a grown-ass
He was a
man.
martial artist.
Who could easily kick both of our asses.
He was
very
not a
easily.
martial dabbler. He
Yeah.
was a full
He looked
artist.
like a master.
So we're gonna give the toys and miscellaneous a solid score of a 7. So moving into this store's ambiance, there's one thing here
Yeah.
that kind of sticks out above all others.
The shark.
Matawan is known for the shark attacks that inspired the novel Jaws. So, you know, we wanted to use a little part of the town in our shop.
Long story short, in 1916, over 100 years ago, there started to be some shark attacks along the Jersey coast. And one of the most infamous attacks, and really what gave shark attacks notoriety, I think worldwide almost, or at least in the country, was here in Matawan. Apparently a shark got into the Matawan Creek and attacked children.
Okay, so shortly after we moved to this new, bigger location, Weird New Jersey actually did a profile piece on the shark attacks as well. This is the mural that showed up one day down, just down the road from here. That was painted by a guy who goes by the name of Tattoo Bob. And he just randomly one night during lockdown, early into COVID, he painted this overnight.
Oh, we use it, you know, as our logo, and then of course we have a contest for our anniversary we had for our first year of having people draw their own sharks. And we've had people give us a lot of shark-related memorabilia, like what's above the door. You know, it's just really been fun and welcoming from the town that everybody, you know, kind of gets behind it.
Justin's brother is the co-owner of the shop. He drew this rad shark here, their logo. And Calvin here got a sweet-ass shark trucker hat. It's pretty sweet.
I don't know, I just drew it up one day and my brother was like, oh, this is awesome. It looks just like the one from Jaws, but it has like, one of the original parts of our logo's inception was to have this exclamation point question mark in it. And then there's also this little Safe Camp logo, which is like, it's kind of like, it's like old hobo code. It means that it's like a safe, welcoming place.
Definitely a really signature flavor here with the shark in Matawan. So incorporating that, Justin seems like a cool guy. We had a little conversation with him about some comic stuff. What are you thinking as far as score for ambiance?
I think this is pretty solid. Just the shark attack Jaws stuff alone would get me to come here to like see all like the memorabilia. So I think we should give it a solid score of an 8.
Superpower versus Drawback.
What superpower do you want if I create a superpower today?
I love the idea of phasing through walls and stuff like Kitty Pryde does.
Those power are pretty cool. She can like walk through the air.
Yeah.
If she wanted
Be great
to.
in traffic, you can just phase your car right
Oh,
through
she
the
could take
traffic.
things and phase them too. She
Yeah.
could literally just phase her car through traffic. I'm gonna give you that power today. Your drawback is you can never touch anything with your hands again.
Hands phase permanently.
You're gonna go eat a plate of pasta, but you can't. You gotta like eat it with your face.
All right.
Would you still take that power?
I know. I'm trying to think of like how could I brush my teeth without using my
So you're gonna So you gotta like. I mean, you'd ask someone else to put the toothbrush.
Yeah, I guess.
And like,
you know, I can have it just set up. Yeah.
You can set that up. Your handshake is very.
It's just like you know, stubs. Okay.
But I mean, you could phase through stuff. So like you said, traffic is no big deal.
I think the convenience outweighs the.
Yeah, you could walk through air. She could walk through air. That was
Yeah.
really cool.
I feel like I could work around it.
You're taking that
Yeah,
power.
I would take it.
Justin chooses superpower with Drawback.
So let's look at the final scores. Again, the shark stuff is so rad, man.
Yeah.
So rad. That historic flavor of Matawan,
Yeah.
really a worldwide famous story incorporated into the story.
Into a
of the
comic
Geekery.
book store.
So that's really rad. You're in Matawan, stop by the Geekery. Justin's really cool, great shop, and support your LCS as always.
You know, stay out of the water. Stay out of the water because you never know. You never know.
I don't know what's worse these days. Is it the toxic waste that was going through Jersey in the 80s or the sharks? I don't know.
I'm Justin, owner of the Geekery. Get to the Shoppa.
I'm Doug from the Geekery. Get to the Shoppa.
Check out our Instagram, check out our TikTok. You've got us on YouTube. We're on the YouTube Shorts. Remember to like and subscribe to everything you see, but more importantly, comment and let us know if we got it right or wrong. We want to know, like, you came here, what did you think about the Geekery? Was the score too high? Was the score too low? Let us know, because we're just two dudes visiting shops. Want to hear from you.